SENS 2012 Token Management. Tokens are required due to the fact that the system contains market-sensitive information on issuers. Tokens are created and managed within the IR system. These tokens are generated for security purposes by the issuers to authorize the submission of an announcement and validate the identity of the individuals accessing the system. The tokens provide access to the user registration section and the SENS submissions section within the system. Issuers should take caution in issuing SENS tokens. If SENS tokens end up in the wrong hands, anything can be submitted to SENS on behalf of the specific issuer. Tokens are randomly generated numbers that may only be used once. Thereafter, they will be deactivated by the system and become null and void. The user will select the token management option from the main menu. The token management screen will be displayed. For security purposes, the user will be required to request an access PIN code by selecting either SMS or email. This is mandatory, and the system will use the information in the database to communicate with the user. The mobile number or email address will be displayed on the screen. The user must then click on the Request Access PIN Code button. The system will display the Access PIN Code confirmation message indicating that the access PIN code has been sent. Click the OK button to remove the message. The user will then have to wait for the PIN code. Once the user receives the PIN code, the user will enter the PIN code in the Access PIN Code field and click on Submit. Once the system has verified the access PIN code, the following two tabs will be displayed: Browse Tokens and Create Tokens. When the user accesses token management for the first time, the user will first create tokens. If the user has created tokens before, the user can select the type of tokens and then click on Browse Tokens. The system will display any unused tokens in the grid at the bottom of the Browse Token screen. If there are no unused tokens, the user must select the Create Tokens tab at the top. The exchange, role, and company fields will always be pre-populated with the user's company information. The user has the option of creating registration tokens or SENS tokens. The registration tokens allow the user to apply for access to the system, and the SENS submission tokens allow the user to perform SENS submissions. The user will have to select the type of token to be created and the number of tokens to be created. The user will then click on Create Tokens. The system will then create the number of tokens that the user requested and will display it in the grid at the bottom of the Browse Token tab. The user now has the option to either deactivate a token, use a token, or email the token. If the user chooses to deactivate a token, the user will then have to select the relevant token in the grid and then select Deactivate Token. The system will then deactivate the selected token. If the user chooses to email a token, the user needs to select the token by clicking on the checkbox on the left-hand side and then click on Email a Token. The system will open the Email Token window. The user can then type in the email address and then click on Send Email. An email with the token will be sent to that address. Please note that more than one token can be selected to be included in an email. If the user chooses to use the token, the user needs to select the token by clicking on the checkbox on the left-hand side and then click on Use Token. Depending on the type of token selected, the relevant submission screen will be opened and the token will be completed in the token field. Please view the next video in the series, SENS Submissions, Initialization Screen.